even the officers and even the outside community. Because formerly, before the year 2003, you find that the guys were being brought into prison. Maybe this person has not even done anything. But because of the handedness of life inside here, the Askaris do not want to see him. The life is so difficult. There is nobody who even wants to give this particular person a chance to be hanged. So you find that this particular person was becoming a handicap criminal when he is here. And this person had not come in as a handicap criminal. Even when it comes to the release of this particular person, he is so hardcore inside himself. And even when he goes outside there, the society is also against him. So you find that this person had to get away to be accepted by force and not by the community. And that is how you find that the recidivism was so high. But I thank God because of the government that we have, it has already looked in the mental aspect of changing or transforming us, and it has given us those particular avenues to open us out to the outside communities. You can see now you're relating with you. There before you could not have been able to relate. And if now I'm relating with you, that means if I come out and there, I really understand what kind of a person I am. And therefore, even when I come to you and tell you, no, my brother, come now, I don't know how I can be able to start my life afresh, you can be able to chip in and tell me, my brother, even though I cannot be able to do much for you, I can give you this avenue, I can show you, or I can introduce you to this particular person who actually can be able to get hold of my hand, and then life goes on. Yeah.
Well, indeed, wonderful to hear that. And indeed, it is a great change. Today we are standing inside a prison with, of course, my cameraman, and our cameras are roaming all over the place. It's now lunchtime. We still have inmates who are speaking to us, yet they are still going for lunch, which is something that we cannot imagine. Anyway, it's indeed a great thing to realize that these reforms are really coming out clearly, and our families out there can be rest assured that inside here there is also another family that is still taking care of their members.
Is it human or is it beastly? If someone actually testifies being happy for meeting his own child after 10 years and actually reconnecting with them, what does that tell you? That they also have a heart.
And as well in that particular situation, that is when I was trying to consider those particular things, and as I looked into the prospect of life, I found that I felt that there was no any other chance for me to live. Because this is the same particular time that I was now faced with the death sentence. It was just about to be executed. In fact, I remember during the same week, the government was even trying to broadcast to announce whether they could be able to get somebody who could be able now to be an execution in the death gallows. So when you try to connect those particular kind of things that were happening in my life and what now the government was trying to propose, now you can see the kind of movement that was actually passing in my life. I remember I just woke up in the morning and I was very, very bitter because I even remember I even went to the guard and I made a passionate appeal to him that if it could be possible, even before they could get an execution, then he could be able to do that particular kind of thing unto me, so that I can be able to leave this particular world with all this problem, and then I'm not there to see my people suffer and all the kind of things that are going on. And I asked myself, what if now? What if that day that is being, actually that is on the offing, what happens if that particular death came into my life? So I started now to meditate, not even on the life that I was living by that particular moment, but in my future life after death. And that is when Jesus came into my life and told me, well, look here. Even though maybe whatever other materials and possessions that your hand seems to have already gone, I'm here for you. And if you just accept me, I want to promise you that there is life here on earth and even after death. This is not the end, and I'm here for you. So I just accepted Jesus, and the moment I accepted Jesus, I handed that particular peace in my heart. And from that time, things have become positive. And therefore, I've been living on that positive pedestal since that particular moment up to this particular time. But at the time, I was still waiting for the gallows, and as from that particular time, the gallows did not seem to matter to me anymore. What mattered to me was each and every moment that I spent with my Lord Jesus Christ.
Na vitu nyingi tunaweza suluhisha wakati tumeelewa katika hii kitabu ambao ni kama it's like a manual book of our life. Hii ni Mungu alitupea. Kaini wakati hiyo aligeuka, akaelewa vizuri, akajielewa. Ukiangalia vizuri maandiko yanasema Mungu alimuonesha upendo. Hata kama wewe ni muuaji, hata kama wewe ni mbayaji, hata kama ni muharifu, hata kama ndio wa kwanza kumwaga damu ya ndugu yako, basi Mungu akamhurumia kwa sababu ya jambo moja tu, aliweza kujielewa. Wakati nilienda gerezani nilikuta watu wengi wamejielewa. Tulishiriki sana. Hata wengi walisifu gereza, wakasema this is the best place. Ya watu wengi ukienda gerezani ndio mwisho, lakini ndio mwanzo wa kujua maisha unafaa uishi hapa duniani. Sisemi ati uende gerezani ama ufanye jambo uende gerezani, hii sio maana yangu, lakini kwa sababu watu wengi hata wako nje. Lakini ukifikiria sana, wakati wale walienda gerezani wana ushuhuda ama wanaweza kukupea ushauri. Kama leo hii napeana ushauri, kama leo nikiwa mchungaji, kama singepitia hiyo njia, basi ningekuwa wapi? Ukiangalia vizuri maandiko, Mungu alimpea hii upendo, na nataka wale nyinyi mko na watu wako huko gerezani msiwaache. Hao watu washageuka, washajiona. Hao watu wanataka upendo.
Having stayed here for the while that
10 years now.
10 years now.
Over 10 years.
A decade that is.
Yeah.
According to your own judgment, how can you term a prison?
Whatever I'm going to say is going to go against the stereotypes. Because there are people who believe that there is nothing good that can come out of prison. And the perception outside there is that each and every person who has found himself buried into prison is a criminal or has come from a very poor, bad background. But I want to tell you that the crop or the resident, the majority of the people who are in prison right now are people who are inside here because they could not be able to buy their justice out, or they are people who the society or the injustices that have been committed in their lives, they could not be able to remove themselves out of that particular injustice. And therefore, out of all those injustices, that is how majority of the people who are in prison found themselves in here. And when you look at even the social aspect part of it, as I said earlier, because of the problem in the family institution, you find that the majority of the people who are in prison are not even learned because they could not be able to afford education. And therefore, out of that particular breaking down in the family, you find that such kind of vices of and bad company crops in, and that this particular person ends up not even being a criminal, but just being a vagabond. And therefore, this vagabond, you cannot call this person a criminal because it's only that he has not been given a chance to prove his worth. But when you have come into prison, you have handled some programs, especially since 2003, when Modi Awori took over. He brought in the open door policy. And as from that particular time, I have seen quite a radical change in the perception and even in the way prisoners live. Right now, prisoners are living very, very positively. For instance, if I can give myself that particular chance, I can say that since 2003, or since I was removed from the condemned, that is the executioner block, it's barely even 3 years now, because we were able to come from that particular block at around the year 2009. And since then, I've been able to actually cover quite a lot that maybe I could not even be able to cover outside there. For instance, right now, I'm doing a certain diploma in theology, and I've already done a first and a second year diploma in theology, that is AFCM. I've done several other courses. I've done restorative justice that can even be able to now to be used to reconcile communities or even a country with another country, because you have been given the guidelines and how you can be able to cope with such particular kind of things. There are so many other courses that we have gone here that actually have changed the kind of lifestyle that we are living. And I just want to challenge the world to know that the perception outside there is that each and every person who is in prison is bad. Well, let me tell them that we are really changed. Those who came here because of actually having committed offenses, they have changed for the better, because they have come to realize and have been given an opportunity to prove their worth. And if given an opportunity right now, I want to tell the world that I'm sure of what I'm saying, that these guys are very, very useful members of the society, and they can even be able to contribute even more than those people who are already outside there, to change this world and to change this nation for the better.
Maybe you can just tell us a little bit how you're giving back to the society in here, because it's the society that you have with you.
Of course, this is society.
Maybe a piece of advice to those who are outside.
This society that I have here. And I remember I was telling the people, even my colleagues here, that there is a new lease of life. And this new lease of life cannot be gotten by material wealth. It cannot be gotten by power. It cannot be gotten by anything else other than in Jesus Christ. Because he's telling us that he is our comforter. Because I believe each and every person who is living in this world, whether he is rich or whether he is poor, there are challenges that are insurmountable in their lives. And it is only one person who can be able to clear this background and give each and every one of us peace, and that is Jesus Christ. So in as much as we are going to judge people, this person is a criminal, in as much you are going to judge people that this person has done this or that, the only basis where you can be able to base our fundamental change in our life is only in Jesus. And I'm taking this as a challenge to the elders, to the leaders of this nation. Without letting Jesus to rule their lives, any kind of a decision that they take, any kind of a perceived wisdom in quotes that they have, is going to take them nowhere. Let us build the foundation of this country. Let us build the foundation of the institutions that we have. Let us build the foundation of the basic family institutions that we have purely on the love of Jesus Christ. I've been touching people here because I've been preaching to them. In fact, I just even call me as bishop around. I'm mentoring them, and I really feel good when I can talk to somebody or speak to somebody, and this particular person changes his life and comes to the kingdom of God. I really feel good, and I think that is my calling now. Yeah.
Well, indeed, you've heard for yourself. From the calling of an accountant to what he terms as a higher calling, that one of dealing with people's souls. George is able to share his life without any fear and confidently standing up and saying that he will go on with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, if you were to talk about reform and what the prison, how the prison is reforming our brothers and sisters who are inside there, then what more could we look for than that?
Mungu wakati alimpea huyu Kain alama, hii alama ilikuwa ni ya upendo. Mungu alimuonesha Kain, kwa sababu umeweza kujijua, basi nitakupea mimi upendo. Kain alikuwa anaogopa sasa, ya kuna watu wako gerezani, sasa nitaonaje watu wetu? Sasa bibi yangu nitamkutaje? Watu wangu wale lisikia nitenda ikitendo watasikiaje? Lakini Mungu hayuko kama sisi. Hata sisi tuko nje ambao tunaona tuna watu ndugu yako kama hivyo, ama dadangu alifanya hivyo kitendo kibaya, tunashutuma aende huko, akae huko, lakini tukue na moyo wa Mungu. Mungu hakuwaacha, Mungu aliwapeleka pale, ikakuwa ni mwanzo wa kujielewa jinsi ya kuishi ama maisha wanastahili kuisha. Wapendo wale wako huko magerezani, hiyo sio mwisho. Na niko na furaha kwa sababu mnajua kwamba hiyo sio mwisho, bali ni mwanzo wa maisha yenu. Na nafikiri wengi wenyu mkitoka mtanisaidia katika huduma, katika ushauri. Wengi watakuwa wachungaji, wale Mungu atawapatia neema ya kutoka nje. Wale mtakaa ndani, muishi mkishauriana na mkipatia wengine ambao ni tumaini ya maisha. Maana gani? Huyu Mungu alimtia alama.
Now, viewer, we have come to the end of our journey here at the Kamiti Maximum Prison, but that doesn't mean that it is the end of our work and the goal that we intended to achieve here. What we wanted to do is to give the public a different view of what Kamiti Maximum Prison and other prisons also in the country are all about. And from what we've learned, it is that these people inside need their family members. And so today, as we finish this edition of the Kamiti Maximum Prison, we'd like to make one humble request. If you have a family member in this place or in any other prison that you would like to make amends with, then we request that you call the numbers that appear on your screen right now. Get to us, tell us your story, and then we will help you come together with your family member and reconcile. Thank you very much for joining us on Family Matters. My name is Timothy Omondi. Until next time, goodbye and God bless you.